Something major's happening with these hyena here. They're having a bit of a skirmish, which is why we rushed across here. This might be difficult for some of you to watch, so sensitive viewers, I think possibly turn away. This one hyena's being quite seriously attacked by the other two. Definitely for sensitive viewers. I don't think you should watch this. Something's happened here within the clan. Ooh. I'm not sure exactly what's gone on here. This one individual's become the target for the clan's ire. There's a couple of sub-adults around. And again, very similar to what you saw with Scott. They targeted the ears of this hyena. And contact calls happening. This hyena is desperate to try and get away from them, but really struggling. I can't tell if it's a male or a female. This is the dark side of hyena nature. Now we've got to be careful that we don't impact in any way on this interaction. I'll turn the vehicle on, obviously. Moments like this are incredibly difficult to witness, and I don't have an explanation at the moment as to why they targeted this individual. It might have been Alright, it's trying to climb under our vehicle for safety. I'm going to move forward, and the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want... It's difficult. It's trying to seek refuge underneath our back tire, and it's learnt that this is the way forward, and it's that big female. That's targeting it. We have to move forward for the vehicle's safety as well as Brian's. I don't want any hyena jaws reaching up by mistake. As difficult as this is, and as much as we'd like to be a refuge for this hyena, trying to pass the rest of the clan. It's not that I don't want to act as a refuge for this hyena, but it's a very difficult position to be in. I think this individual could well be an interloper in this situation. And I moved the car because I could actually feel them rocking it as they hit it. And those whooping calls, I think, have almost served to pacify. Guys, I'm going to turn around quickly. Very difficult situation to watch and observe. But a part of hyena nature that we don't get to see all that often. That is the main aggressor, the hyena on the left. And they've, by starting our vehicle, we may have broken the tension that was happening there. But hyenas, you can see how the sub-adults, which is also interesting, the sub-adults are always, from that sighting we had with, this hyena's going to be fine. For those of you who are concerned about it, it's an old individual, looking at the state of its teeth and its ears. You can see how things have started to relax a little bit. The rest of the clan is still dotted about in front of us. There's one to the front left. There's one off to the right as well, coming through, all carrying and sporting a couple of injuries. And the sub-adults are making their way back towards this individuals. The adult aggressors, from what I can see, have actually moved off slightly. That was incredibly intense to witness. Nature at its absolutely most savage. She's got a considerable limp, and I think it is a female from what I can tell of the size. It might be a large male. It's really hard to tell. Her foot's injured. Jenny, with all of those hyenas surrounding us, were we in danger? No, I don't think so at any point. I tried to move the car because I was most concerned about the impact that we were having on the outcome of it. That hyena had sought refuge beneath us, but it actually, in a turn, trapped itself underneath. Is this hyena going to start another one? No. You can see how fearful the injured and attacked hyena is. Jenny, I don't think we were in any danger. No, don't come back under the car. Come on. Don't do that. Right, you can see there how nervous it is. But at the same time, when animals are in that sort of frame of mind and state of mind where fear and aggression are dominant, it was not a risk I was willing to take. In case that one of the hyenas tried to jump out of the way, I don't think they would ever intentionally attack us. It's almost definitely a female. She's got nipples. You can see the limp. Her back left leg is quite seriously sore, but I don't think broken. And the only reason I moved is because I felt I had to. I felt like we'd trapped that hyena as well, or it had trapped itself. Paul, I don't know. Well, first of all, I think that it knows instinctively that running away now could trigger a chase response from the rest of these hyena. With the injuries that it has, starting to run now, and it could run, even though that left leg is seriously injured, it could still run. I've seen hyenas hop through on 3 legs, no problem. I think it's afraid to run. And we don't know exactly what happened here. All that attracted us was the noise of the goings-on. I don't know why or what happened. I don't know if it's part of this clan or not, or if it was an intruder. I don't think so, though. There's a level of familiarity between them. It's subadult ignored. I think that was probably one of the most intense sightings I've had at Wild Earth. And James Richard, you were wondering if the hyena's clans will ever try to force out the very old, just because this hyena looks so old. Look, it's going straight back towards the den site, or at least towards the center of the clan's territory. This is not a foreign hyena. This is part of the clan. James, not as far as I know. I don't think they force out their old. I have seen ancient hyena living around den sites and at the clan, even though they're no longer breeding. I don't know. I can only offer you guesses as to what's happened here. Hyenas are predators. That is what they are. That is in their nature. And they're very intelligent creatures with a complex social system. I'm not following the injured hyena. I don't want to cause any disruption to it. And I want it to be able to have its senses on full alert. That is definitely one of the aggressors walking behind there. Stocky, big female. And the least injured of the group in terms of the adults. My guess, if I had to guess, and it is a guess, my guess would be an internal clan conflict, a subordinate stepping out of line. We've spoken before about the possibilities of coups within the hyena social structure itself. And something may have happened with that subordinate female that irritated the larger, higher-ranking females. And once they started to attack, it became a savage equivalent to a hunt, because the minute she started to squeal in pain, it triggers that hunting instinct within them, would be my guess. I would say almost certainly an internal conflict very similar to the one that you witnessed with Scott, that we also suspected was a clan member. How to handle. But I think you'll all agree with me that trying to minimize the impact, as well as to try not to trap the hyena itself by the presence of our vehicle, was the correct decision. Safari Dean, I agree. I mean, the sub-adult, Safari Dean says that he finds it interesting how they get the sub-adults to keep watch. I agree with you completely. It is fascinating. I don't know how much of it is keeping watch and how much of it is curiosity. Those sub-adults have a natural curiosity. They seem to have been involved in all of these skirmishes that two of these skirmishes that we've witnessed. Now, obviously, I'm not following this hyena group in thick drainage line. First of all, because of the impact on the environment, but also because of the impact itself. The biggest world outside of it is, I guess, even scarier for her. Romy, I have no idea as to whether or not it could be a former matriarch. She's big, she's old, it could be, or she could be an older subordinate. I wish I could offer you a more complete explanation as to what happened this morning. And discipline, order, and structure is both sides, even if you don't enjoy it. And Brian, I think that must have been one of your most intense sightings.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The sounds that were coming from behind us were absolutely intense, and you feel, from a human perspective, you feel absolutely hard. It would be a place that she could come and try and seek refuge from underneath our vehicle, which is incredible to me, that they understand that and they know that. She came to us to try and protect her. And unfortunately for us, that's an incredibly difficult position for us to be in, because we can't actually protect her. We can't interfere in this. Oh, poor girl. Let me duck down so you can see. No, she's going to come back here. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. I don't know what you did or what happened there. Yes, Jared, we've seen it now twice, and we've seen it in their play. Those playful moments with the cubs are also learning experiences. And Jared's right. Hyenas go straight for the ears and for the legs. Wondering, maybe going to explore the other scene of the fight. To probably forever be one of those mysteries that we can only speculate about. We spend so much time with these complex creatures. And this is why, moments like this is why it is so, not just because the cubs are cute, this is why it's so worthwhile, those hours and hours we have spent at the den getting to know the clan, and for you guys to get to know the clan. It's actually essential for moments like these, because we can start to understand a little bit better what's happening. I'm going to make my way back towards the den. It was incredible. Heartbreaking and incredibly painful way. Still something intense to witness.